Good morning, Thriving Tribe. This is Tammy Battaglia. I hope a couple people are able to hop on here while I'm live, just so I know that I'm actually live and in the correct place. And I want to ask you to please ask me questions during the live or even after the live if you're watching this on the replay. I think Bobby Joe is going to leave me in the group for a little bit so I can help answer questions if need be. But anyway, that's my opener. So I'm excited to be in here because I talk a lot in my own personal group page, but I've never really got to talk in someone else's group page before. Oh, good. Bobby Joe's here. Okay. I was just saying I was hoping I was in the right place and doing the right thing. So it's exciting to get to talk to a different group of thrivers because I just think we have so much to share with each other. And I guess I should introduce myself, especially because if you are newer to the company or newer to this downline, you may not be familiar. So I am Tammy Battaglia. I have been thriving now for a little over 5 years. I fall under the Maria, Susan, Lindsay, Brittany Williams. I fall under that line. Something that I think you should know, because I think a lot of people maybe don't know, and this kind of has something to do with what we're going to talk about today, but I don't have a direct upline anymore. I have not had a direct upline for a long time. And it's one of the best things that ever happened to me. I'm going to throw that out there. And I'm not saying anything mean about a particular person. I'm just saying not having someone to rely on, to fall back on, to blame. That was the best thing that ever happened for me. So if you don't have a direct upline and you're feeling a little bit orphaned or lost, take that as the blessing that it is and roll with it. So what we're going to talk about today, Bobby Joe, I didn't even ask you if you have a time limit for these things. So I'm going to dive in and start talking. And if you're like, okay, that's enough, Tammy, you could just let me know. But I want to talk to you guys about what's holding you back, because I feel like there are so many things that hold us back from building the business that we truly want. Some examples are fear. Some people are afraid of a fail. Some people are just flat out afraid of, some people are flat out afraid of failure. They're just so afraid that they're not going to succeed, so they don't ever try, which means you basically fail before you even try. So you might as well try. People are, especially in this business, we get very fearful of what people are going to say about us. Are they going to make fun of us? Yeah, they are. No big deal. Because here's the thing. If they're making fun of you, they're making fun of other people, and people know that they make fun of everybody and their high school's over. And unfortunately, they don't really have a happy, strong life, and they have too much time. So they're making fun of you. So don't worry about those people. Something else that we do that holds us back, we make excuses, right? I'm not ready. I don't have enough time. I'm not good enough to do that, so I'm not going to do it. How many people have been maybe you've been challenged to do a live and you're like, oh, I'm no good at those. I'm not going to do it. Well, how in the hell are you going to get any better? If you're not practicing, athletes don't just show up in the morning great at what they do, right? There's some gift there. There's some talent there probably. But even the most talented athlete has to practice every single day. So if there's something that you're not doing in your business because you're not good at it, that is the best way to stay not good at it. Maybe you think it's not the right time. Have you guys ever been I'm gonna make a Facebook post about my story, but that's not the right time. My story isn't good enough, or I'm still working on my story. Do you guys ever have that where you're like, I'm using Thrive because I want to feel better, and I do feel better, but I think I'm gonna feel even more better. So I'm not gonna do my thing. It's just not time. I'll share my story later. Did you ever do that? Share your story now. Let people see your story evolve. Share it today, share it in 6 months, share it in 6 years. Keep sharing your story. Procrastination. This is a killer. This is one that I think so many people struggle with. And I read a quote the other day, something about if you wait until the last minute to do something, it still only takes a minute. I mean, how many times have you put something off till the last minute and then it just took a minute? And you're like, wow, I could have done that months ago. People who are like, oh, I'm going to send my story into Lavelle to be featured on the fan page, but they never do it. And then when they finally do it, I mean, it's your story. It's not hard to tell. It's not like you're trying to recite Shakespeare or you're trying to tell someone else's story. It's your story. You already know all the answers. You already know all the words, right? So it doesn't take that long to do it. When you're like, oh, I need to do a transformation post today because it's Tuesday, but I've got to go find a before and after of somebody. I'll do that later. go into the search under Facebook and type in Lavelle, go to the Lavelle fan page, go to the photos, scroll through. It'll take you a hot second to find a before and after. Does not take time. Do not put off what you could be doing right now, because the longer you put it off, the more you're putting off your business. Lack of belief. Who has that? Who has lack of belief? And here's the thing. I think a lot of us have lack of belief in ourselves. There shouldn't be a single one of you on here that has lack of belief in your product. You take it every day. Hell or high water, you take those capsules. You make sure and have that shake. You're wearing that DFT. So you don't have a lack of belief in your product, but maybe it's a lack of belief in yourself. But why? You already know the product worked for you. That belief is there. I don't know what it's going to do for somebody else. Like, that is just straight up. I don't care if you're like the top doctor in the United States and you're prescribing a medication for someone that's been proven time and time and time again. It's a human. It may or may not work. So same thing. I don't know what Thrive's going to do for somebody, but I know what it did for me. And I have that belief. Maybe you're talking to somebody about the company. Do you have a lack of belief in the company? Ask yourself why. Do you get paid every Tuesday? Have you ever not been paid? Have they ever said, you know what, we ran out of money this week? Or we weren't super happy with what you did this week. We felt like, even on the weeks that you had like a crap week and maybe you made $5, they paid you, right? Have they ever announced a bonus and not fulfilled it? Have they ever, I mean, even like case in point, they had the leadership retreat that a lot of us earned. We couldn't go. It wasn't because of them. It was because of the country, right? There's the Rona. So they could have been like, oh, sorry. But they didn't. They mailed us all a check. They mailed us all a box of really awesome goodies. They made sure to make it up to us. The company is strong. If you ever have questions or doubt and belief about the company, talk to somebody who's an upline of yours that's making a lot of money and they'll tell you. Don't ever doubt the company. Our paychecks come every single Tuesday. Lack of focus. Who's got that? We talk a lot in my team page about the scroll. I made a deal with myself a long time ago that when I get on Facebook, if I feel the urge to hit the like, love, laugh, whatever button, I'm not allowed. If I have that urge, that means I have to make a comment. That means I have to click their little face and send them a message. I can't just hit the like button. I can't just whatever they threw out there. I have to talk to that person. Because why? Because it's so easy to spend hours, and you guys all know this, hours scrolling through, clicking, I'm so busy, I'm on Facebook, I'm networking, love, like, like, love. Nope, you didn't network once. You just played on social media. The focus has to be on actually connecting to people. So make that deal with yourself. Anytime you feel yourself scrolling, and we all do it. I mean, like, case in point, I just told you, get on there and find a Transformation Tuesday post. Pick the first one. Go with it. Do not scroll through till you find yourself in October of 2017 and you've like done all these things, and then you find somebody's cute little swimsuit and you're like, and somebody says, where'd you get that? And then next thing you know, you're on a website for a swimsuit that's not made anymore, but then you found a new version that you like. And then you're reading reviews about the company. Like, you guys all, it's a rabbit hole. It's a massive rabbit hole. Have focus, have purpose. There is a time and a place for scrolling. And when you get all your work done at the end of the day, if you want to sit and scroll, knock your socks off. But when you are on social media to do your job, stay focused. Remember what you're doing. Make sure you're making comments. Make sure you're sending messages. Make sure you are actually connecting to people. Lack of seeing the big picture. I think this is one a lot of people struggle with. And it can be a struggle because we need to be focused on our daily goals. We need to be focused on our monthly goals. But you gotta keep your eye on the big picture in the horizon. So when I am on reach out number 27 for the day, and I'm like, I can't believe I committed to 35. If I picture a vacation house on the beach, a bank account with money in it, a credit card bill with no debt on it, then I'm like, oh yeah, these next, they're easy. I can do these reach outs. So while you're keeping your focus on your day to day, you've got to remember to keep your heart and your eyes on the big picture. What is keeping you going? Why are you doing this business? It's very easy to quit, which I think we're going to talk about here in a minute too. But it's very easy to quit if you're not thinking far ahead. It could be really tricky in the moment. Maybe a customer says, I hate Thrive. It turned my eyes purple. I'm telling all my friends that the stuff you sell is crap. Oh, yikes. What do we do now? You remember all the thousands of people thriving that feel amazing, and you keep the big picture in your head. You got to keep your big picture. Something else that holds people back is not having a plan. There are a lot of people who wake up every day and they're just like, oh, hey, I guess I'll send out a message or two. No, that's a really great way to ruin your business. That's a really great way to get paid as a hobby. That's a great way to get paid once a month, maybe. I like getting paid every Tuesday. I love getting my auto bonus every month. So I have a plan. I have a set goal of reach outs. I have a set goal of follow-ups. I have a set day and time that I do Zooms with my team. I have a plan. And here's the tricky thing. You got to stick to that plan. So one of the Zooms that I do for the team, and some of you have probably been on it, it's a power plan, and it's on Sunday nights. Sunday night, the weekend's not totally over yet. A couple of Sunday nights ago, we had company in from out of town. They weren't leaving until Tuesday. I so wanted to be like, ooh, who wants to do my power plan for me tonight? Who wants to step in? And I was like, no, self, you can't. This is your plan. This is your responsibility. And so I just said, hey guys, I'm going to be missing for 30 minutes from the campfire. I'm going to go inside. I'm going to work my JOB for a little bit. And then I'll be back out. And no harm, no foul. They were fine without me for 30 minutes. People can get along without you for 30 minutes. Don't fool yourself. You're not that important. You can go in and do your job, Tammy, right? So have a plan and stick to it. Another quote that I think of a lot in the back of my head is, no one is ever remembered for what they plan to do. You can plan to have an amazing business. You can plan to host an incredible party. You can plan to give all your money to charity. But if it's just a plan and it doesn't happen, then it doesn't matter. So make sure you have a plan so you know what you're doing, so you can stay focused, so you don't have any reason to procrastinate and make excuses, but then do your plan. And that falls under not taking action. That's one of the biggest things that holds people back, not taking action. Like I said, so-and-so says, let's do a challenge of doing a live. The first thing you do is make an excuse, right? And then you procrastinate on the day and time because you don't make a plan. And then you lose focus because 3 days after the challenge, you kind of forgot about it. If you just would do it, just pull the trigger, take the action, get out of bed, do it, you'll have much better success by actually doing the work. Something else that I think holds people back is not self-evaluating. It's very easy to make that plan, and then you can be like, okay, I made my plan, Tammy. I've been focused. I haven't put anything off. I have not made a single excuse. Maybe it's not working. It's okay to stop and reevaluate your plan. It's okay to reach out and say, hey, I've been doing this for 45 days and it's not working out for me. What do you see that might need help? Like, you have an amazing upline, sideline, downline supporting you through this whole thing. Get feedback from people. Maybe there's something from your plan missing. Maybe there's something in your plan that just needs a little tweaked. But if you are just, if you're like, what is it, my way or the highway, and you're not willing to change, then you could be your worst enemy right there. You've got to take time every now and then to stop and say, is what I'm doing working? And if it's not, be flexible, be coachable, like be ready to make some change. And then I think the final thing that holds people back, giving up. I mean, I want to say giving up too soon, but it's just giving up. People just give up. And I'm here to tell you there have been many, many days where I wanted to give up. The whole reason, and some of you may not even know this, the whole reason I ever even started Thriving was because my husband and I own a fitness facility, and I was struggling. Taking care of the clients, cleaning the toilets, ordering the protein powders, Just doing I just was so struggling. I couldn't do it. I would come home and take naps in the afternoon. I would come home at work at night and just eat dinner and pass out. I just couldn't handle all that job plus life, like plus laundry and paying bills. Like I couldn't do it. And then obviously after Thrive, I was like, bing, I can do all of it. To the point where we now have that business is awesome. I now have a Lavelle business is awesome. And we just opened another business during the pandemic. We started a whole brand new company. And so there are so many times where I'm like, oh, it's so easy. We should just quit. We should give up. Like, people want to be all like nasty to you and they want to make fun of you, or they want to say what you're offering isn't worth the money or whatever it is. It's easy to want to quit. But to me, quitting is the for sure guaranteed way to lose is to quit. And yeah, stuff's going to get hard. I mean, stuff is going to get hard. You're going to have times in your life where bad things are going to happen. Sad things are going to happen. Great, amazing things are going to happen. Maybe you get to go on a vacation you weren't planning for. It doesn't mean you stop working your business. It doesn't mean you stop. Because here's the thing, the sun will come out tomorrow. It always does. I don't care what crap I've had happen to me in my life. I don't care how desperate and deep down in despair I have felt in the moment. I know in my heart of hearts that no matter what I'm dealing with, the sun's coming out tomorrow. And that is a gift. And some days it feels like a curse. But that's why I don't give up, because I want to see the next day. I want to push myself to see what can happen with the next day. I want to take whatever bad happened and make it good. There are so many people with Lavelle right now that took the pandemic, which could have been the downfall of everyone, and said, you know what? I can't work my regular job right now because I'm shut down. I'm going to dive into my Lavelle business. And people have, I have watched people on my team who've been on my team for years who have piddled and made every excuse in the book. And suddenly, when they had no other option in their life but to sell some Thrive to pay their bills, they went 12K in a 2-month period. I mean, I'm talking years. They promoted for years. And now they're 12K because of the pandemic. But here's the thing. They never quit. They never gave up. Did they push hard for the last 4 or 5 years? No. But they never went away. They never gave up on themselves. They never gave up on the dream. And so timing is a real tricky thing. Sometimes it's going to be your time. Sometimes it's not going to be your time. But if you're not here and present and ready and prepared for when the time clicks, it doesn't matter if it becomes your time. You're going to already be gone. We actually talked about this last night on one of my team Zooms. I have had, I want to say 6 or 7 auto bonus earners in my downline quit. Like what? Like they worked really hard. They got all the way up to the auto bonus level. They were getting the 800 or the 300 a month, whatever it was that they were choosing. Some of them did it for a year. Some of them did it for a couple of months, and they just quit. They just quit. I don't know, it got hard. 12K is not easy. If you've ever been 12K or you are 12K, it's not easy. I mean, shit, if it was easy, why would they give you an auto bonus for it? Right? Why would you even work for it if it was easy? So if you really have something that you're working for, bonus-wise, trip-wise, something that's on your vision board, which if you guys don't have a vision board, please stop what you're doing right now. Turn me off, ignore everything I'm saying, and make a vision board. I have a vision board, and it's amazing. It is amazing what gets in your mind that you don't even know. So I want to say 4 years ago, on the bottom right-hand corner of my vision board, it showed the name of our bank. It showed mortgages with a 0, savings with a $25,000 number in it. And not only are our mortgages 0 at this point, our savings is even more. And let me tell you, when I wrote that, when I made that printout for my vision board, we had 3 mortgages, we had no savings, and we were a good, probably not counting our mortgages, a good $63,000 in debt. So when I printed it with the big 0 and the money and savings, it was like a pipe dream. It was like, whatever, I'm going to print this, I'm going to put it up there. I stared at that for years, and it wasn't until February of this year when we did our refinancing and we paid off all of our debt and got all of our mortgages wiped out that I was like, oh my gosh, there it is. It took several months to build up the savings, but still the fact that we didn't have the mortgages anymore and the debt meant we could do it. And you guys, again, it was a pipe dream. I could have given up on it. I could have made excuses. I could have procrastinated. I could have done all the things, but I had a plan and I kept my focus. And that is what will take you to your goal. So I don't know what your goal is. Only you know. You might be sitting here right now going, you know what? We don't have a mortgage. I don't even have a car payment. I'm just doing this for fun. Cool. Do it for fun. But if you want to build a business, then you need to connect it to something bigger. If you are legitimately in a point in your life where you can just do this for fun, then make it worthwhile. What is a charity that you care so much about that you want to be able to give them $50,000 at the end of this year that came strictly from your Thrive income? Make it bigger. Make it more important. If you are in debt, you are in the right place at the right time. A, stop spending money. That's part of your plan. B, start selling Thrive. No excuses. Go do the Zooms. Go do the lives. Go do the posts. Go do the reach outs. Do the work and get yourself where you want to be. But the thing I want you to all leave this live with, all of the things I just told you about, like not having a plan, giving up too soon, not taking action, like having a lack of belief, like all the things, fear, all the things we talked about. That's all internal. There is literally nothing in this outside world that is keeping you from your goals. Nothing. And I know people want to be, oh no, she doesn't understand. I'm on disability. Awesome. Clearly you have a phone. Clearly you're on it. You can sell Thrive. No, she doesn't understand. I have 4 kids. Wow, you have 4 kids? That, my friend, is more than enough motivation for you to work this business in every nook and cranny you have. She doesn't understand. My husband is not supportive. That's my favorite. I love when people tell me I can't do something. I love it because it literally puts a fire in me and I will show them how to do it. And I'm not saying this to be funny, but my ex-husband did not have faith in me. He did not think I could do anything. He did not think I was intelligent. He did not think I was witty. There were all the things about me that he did not think. And so he's not around anymore. Like, I'm not telling you to get a divorce, but maybe I am. Maybe this person that you're married to that doesn't support anything you do, maybe that's a sign of a bigger problem. Maybe that's why Lavelle came into your life. But again, if you're allowing someone to not support you, then you are allowing them to hold you back. So you're doing it. Something I heard a long time ago, and this is what I'll leave you with. Let's say you are on your way to work and you got rear-ended by a car. Clearly it's their fault, right? They rear-ended you. Okay? Let's say you were on your way to work and somebody almost rear-ended you, but you saw them in your rearview mirror and you sped up and you went to the right and you got out of the way. And you're like, oh, I almost got rear-ended, but I avoided it. I saved the day. Okay. If you want to take credit for the good shit, you have to take credit for the bad shit. If you got rear-ended, it's your fault. I know. It pisses people off when I say this. Granted, when the police officer shows up, he's not going to cite you for it. It's not going to be your liability, but it's your responsibility. Just like if you didn't get rear-ended, you want to take responsibility, you want to take credit for that, then you have to take responsibility. Should you have left your house earlier that day? Should you have taken a different road? Should you have left later? Maybe if you left your house 5 minutes later, you wouldn't have been rear-ended. Everything in your life is your responsibility. And the sooner you accept that, the good and the bad, and I feel like that's a muscle you have to use. Accepting the bad is hard because we don't like that. Nobody wants to accept the bad. Nobody wants to accept the blame. But if you want to accept the good, you've got to accept the bad, right? So practice accepting the bad. Practice accepting responsibility. When you miss your goal, it's not your team's fault. It's not. You guys, I'm not 200K. I've been doing this for 5 years. And I'm not 200K. That's my fault. That's not my team's fault. If my team gets to 196 one month and we don't hit 200K, that's my fault. Right? If we get to 120, that's my fault. The sooner you accept the responsibility of the good and the bad, the sooner you will push your business to the next level because you as a person are going to go to the next level. So, anywho, that was 25 minutes. It was a little bit long. I hope it was helpful. Anyone who was like, yeah, I kind of like the way she thinks, I do have a YouTube channel. It's just under my name, Tammy Battaglia on YouTube. Everything I ever do with my team, whether it's a team Zoom, a power planning, a live like this, I record all of them and I put it on my YouTube. I started doing that a few years ago because A, not everyone can be on lives and Zooms when they happen. And B, there's a lot of information that I have shared over the years that is now available for anyone on my team, whether they're new or old, or maybe they're a sideline or a downline. So if you need a bit more, I don't know, kick in the pants kind of attitude, if you need somebody telling you to get it together and to stop making excuses, I'm your girl. So you can go watch any of my stuff on YouTube. Please reach out to me. I'm on Facebook. You can obviously track me down. I'll be in your group page for however long Bobby Joe wants me to be there. I will try to help with questions. And I'm also going to be at the Cuss and Discuss retreat in October. So I hope you're pushing for it, because I would love to actually get to meet a lot of you face to face. So with that, have a fabulous Tuesday. Get out of your own damn way and go build a business. Bye.